All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Wherever you are, thank you for joining me. As always, I do appreciate it. Thank you for coming back. If it's your first time, thank you for joining us. And thank you to everybody that watched the last video and all the comments and all the response I got. It was great. Lots of fun. So let's do it again. Let's talk about Hot Wheels and just kind of get a feel for what's going on out there. All right. So today I want to talk about something, nothing different per se, but just my experience with a certain aspect of hobby shopping, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have done at some point. And maybe some of you guys do it all the time because that's where you're going to find some really cool stuff. And that, of course, is at antique stores. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, I'm not a Hot Wheels expert, so I'll never come across like that because I'm not. I like the hobby and I do it, and I collect it and so forth. But I'm not an expert like some of you guys out there. So when I first went to an antique store with my wife, when I got dragged into an antique store with my wife, at first it's kind of like, yeah, okay. But then, as you go to these places, it's pretty cool. You see some pretty cool stuff in an antique store. And being a collector at heart, comic books and action figures and Hot Wheels, of course, you get this really cool vibe when you go into an antique store and you see some of these things, some of these older pieces of it could be a piece of furniture or anything, art, especially if you find some toys there. So antique stores are really, really cool, and I don't go as much as I should because you can find a lot of cool stuff there. Now, the problem, of course, is going to an antique store. These folks that are selling them, they kind of know what they've got and they know how to price it. That's not a problem. I mean, that's capitalism. That's how it is. You got a business, you got to make money. So I find it very hard to find, like I should say, a steal when it comes to say a Hot Wheel or a cool action figure because they know what they've got. So, but once in a while you'll come across some gems that just kind of maybe snuck in there, and this is one of them. And I bought this not recently. I bought this a while ago, and the funny thing about this one is that this is the Chevrolet, and I always wanted to get all these models of these design models that Hot Wheels had back in the day, where they did a design collection for each manufacturer. They had, Honda, Ford, and so forth, and each company had their own little concept kind of design they did for Hot Wheels. It was a very, very cool thing. It was so cool that it was featured, and if I remember correctly, USA Today, and that's how I found out about it. This is a long time ago. I found out about USA Today, and I went looking for it, never found it in the stores. Okay, this is back in the day. So I did not realize that they also did some of the models as just regular line, as part of the regular main line. The Chevrolet, and I believe it's called the Gangster Grin by Ford. They also put those cars in the regular lineup with a different, paint job. So this one I found at an antique store, and what I thought was cool about this, I mean, I did want it because it's Chevrolet, but I thought what was really, really cool was that it's a treasure hunt. I thought that was pretty cool. So back in the day when this one was released, back then, they used to actually do the treasure hunts right there. Big bold letters, treasure hunt. And then, of course, they'll let you know that you were getting one of their hard to find vehicles. Wasn't like the ones we have now, of course, where you have to kind of shake it to see the symbol at the bottom, or you have to kind of know what you're looking for. But this was a treasure hunt back in the day, and I got this at a antique store. Now I apologize, I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it wasn't a lot of money. It wasn't a lot. It was something very reasonable. And when I was going through all my collection here, that this got me kind of thinking about some other stuff that I've seen out there. Now, there was a time when I did go out to a antique store, a big antique store, an antique mall, pretty much, with my wife, my son, and we were there, and my niece. We were there for, it felt like hours. There was so much to see. It was actually kind of overwhelming. And while I was there, I was just videotaping a little bit, or I'm sorry, videotaping. I'm an old guy. That's what we say. I was recording some different things that I saw while we're in there, and And I made this little video, kind of went through it, and I also bought something. I bought a mystery pack from the from one of the vendors there, and Hot Wheels mystery pack, and I brought it home. And what I'm going to do now is, I never released this video because I didn't think it was that interesting, but like I said, for the purpose of discussion, I'm going to go ahead and show you some footage of this little trip. Not a lot, just some scenes here and there of what I saw. Some pretty cool stuff. Pay attention, see if you see what I see, and tell me what you think about it. And at the end of that, there's going to be an opening that I did when I got home of that mystery box. And you know what? Let's go ahead and roll the footage. You guys check it out, and let me hear in the comments below about what you found in an antique store. What you think about some things I saw there that I kind of passed up some. So maybe there's some things I should have grabbed. But check it out, tell me what you think, and I will talk to you guys next time. All right, so here it is. So we have a Hot Wheels Treasure Hunt mystery box. Includes one regular or super treasure hunt. I'm assuming that means that I'm gonna get a treasure hunt either way, whether it be super or regular. That's what I'm assuming. That's what I assumed when I bought this for $14.95. Okay, so let's take a look and see what happened. Sorry, I cut this part earlier. Let's cut it back here and take a look. $14. Let's hope it's something really good. Nice box. Looks like it's packaged well. So we have a Bone Crusher. This is from the HW Daredevils, and it is I believe this is a regular treasure hunt. And here's the thing, I've never seen this car anywhere on the shelves. I mean, obviously it's a treasure hunt, but I don't remember seeing this vehicle, period. This Bone Crusher, I haven't seen this on the shelves. So what year is this from? This is from 2013. That's probably why, because I haven't been collecting Hot Wheels that long. I mean, of course, I used to pick up ones here and there, throughout the years. If I saw something cool on the shelf or whatever, I'd pick it up. But I didn't go hard onto collecting in Hot Wheels until a couple years ago. So back in 2013, I was not collecting Hot Wheels like this. I didn't even know what a treasure hunt was back in 2013. So this is a 2013 treasure hunt. So what I need to do is I need to go online and figure out, is this a super or is this a regular? But you know what? I'm not mad. For $14, I mean, I got a car, it's 2013 model, which is pretty cool. I'm not really big into the fantasy vehicles. I really dig more of the, of course, the regular licensed, real world vehicles, as you would say. But a treasure hunt's a treasure hunt. It's nice to have something that isn't always everywhere all the time.
like the Mercedes-Benz or something. So it's cool to have. All right, cool.
Well, we will check this out and see what I got. Talk to you guys later.